Thanks for joining us. Welcome to the podcast. Follow us at Blur Dimension here on YouTube and on Instagram. If you haven't already, turn on notifications so you can be the first to know we got new content for you. I'm Kavan, the Grito Suave. We got JK, Beast Eternal.
What's up?
We got Creston, Nasert.
What's going on, everybody?
We
As you
got
see my
J-
beautiful lights in the back.
This
Festive
yeah,
for the spooky season.
Orange or red?
it's not a real season.
Both orange and red.
We got JD, Creates Activity.
Boy.
Nigga frozen.
Shit, I couldn't find my unmute. First, spooky season is a real season. It's one of the best seasons, personally, in my opinion.
Thank you very much.
Right? I mean, what other season can you truly be yourselves? You know, like down to the core. So.
Absolutely.
Maybe all
sounds
of
like
them.
law enforcement needs to be involved.
Just
I'm saying, Carl. And got called XKBHX.
What's going on, guys? Keep a watchful eye at these mofos over here.
Absolutely. We got a couple segments for y'all on the podcast. We're gonna talk about what we've been consuming this week. Oh no, we're not gonna do that first. Actually, we're gonna do headlines first. We're gonna talk about the news, and then we're gonna talk about what's good, which is what we've been consuming this week as far as games, movies, comics, shows, anime, all that kind of good stuff. And then we're gonna get into some after podcast gaming. Probably gonna play some Halo. So stick around for that.
Some MCC? Oh yeah, okay, let's do it.
Ooh, wow. Maybe like we the rest of us probably need a little bit of time to think about it. But we probably get to that.
I don't need no time.
Y'all are assholes.
I will say though,
we got new season.
The new season's
True.
shit is
new armor. Come on,
new
now.
armor sounds fantastic. Yep, love it so much. So this Call of Duty anti-cheat that they trying to implement like a kernel level anti-cheat situation. People already trying to hack it.
Shit.
I don't know.
I didn't know it was that bad.
Warzone. Yeah, me either.
Like apparently, like it is really bad.
Yep.
Cause so JK, you've been playing a lot of Warzone. So like how rampant?
It's bad on PC, not on what's called.
But isn't it crossplay?
It's crossplay.
It's crossplay as long as you enable it.
Yeah. Oh, so you disabled it?
No, I still.
If you're playing it, yeah.
Anti-cheat, cheat.
So you're trying to say you're blood raw. You say you think you're blood raw. You could do whatever.
Basically, that's what he said.
Yeah, that's exactly why we don't play that game. So I'm not.
Most of the time, they put me in. Most of the time, the cheaters kill themselves. So like, you don't have to worry about them.
How they kill themselves?
Like they be going at each other. They be landing in the same spot and they be going at each other.
Oh man.
What game is it that puts all the cheaters into the same room? It was like a recent game that did that. I want to say it was Apex that did that.
They
basically
did.
Yeah, like it's some game that that if it detects that you're cheating, they just basically just gather you up with the other cheaters and just like let them fight it out.
That's an elegant solution.
What'd you say?
That's an elegant solution because
that's the easiest solution.
People that cheat, they're still big fans. They still probably support. So you don't want to just get rid of them, but at the same time, you don't want to ruin the experience for everybody.
Yeah,
that's a nice solution.
All right, I guess we'll see. I mean, they were, they had put out a little press release talking about, we don't fuck with cheating. Y'all niggas gonna see. And then they dropped the Ricochet thing, but I don't know. Apparently, as of very recently, they had a leak and people are trying to hack it like as we speak. So
We're always trying to hack something,
true. I mean that's true. It's never gonna stop.
especially in games. I'd be like, why? Well, it's really not people. It's really services. Like people
What you mean?
they hack the game so they can make aimbots and shit, and they can sell it.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. That makes sense. What kind of I like? What kind of person do you have to be like? I need this so bad that I'm gonna like
If you're a streamer, you
purchase
want
an
to get
aimbot.
views. You're a streamer, you want to get views.
But you're putting
Not
yourself
saying,
under so much scrutiny. Like,
yeah.
like
Especially
okay,
if you get caught as a streamer.
Hell
yeah.
I think a
yeah.
lot of it
I
comes
mean,
down to that God feeling in a game, right? Like
Mm.
yeah,
everyone remembers how it felt like, playing GTA original, putting all the cheat codes in and then just being able to unlock every gun, especially games like Saint Row. Like, it's just that power of, especially after you've lost a few times, just going into a lobby and completely dead, like knowing you're going to win. Like that knowing that you're going to win, I think people are willing to pay for that no matter what. Especially
Here's
if
the
they're like
thing.
very into the game.
But here's the thing with GTA, you're by yourself. When you're using those
Oh,
cheats in the
true,
game,
true. Yeah.
even when they're using those cheats, niggas still lose. And
Yeah.
I'll be like, how you lose? How?
It happens, and that should happen, right? Especially if you are cheating, you definitely should lose. But nothing worse, than playing crossplay and getting like shot through a wall, or just like stepping out in the sight to peek, and then being completely destroyed in seconds. It sucks to be on the receiving end of that, but I kind of get why someone would want to pay what it costs to cheat.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, I don't see the point.
No.
I think it's pointless.
That reminds me
Only
of
people
Destiny
who
beta.
what'd you
Say
say?
again.
That reminds me of the Destiny beta. I remember playing that crap. I spawn and then I would die immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
I would be in the process of spawning, spin, spin, spin. I'm dead. I'm spawning again. I'm like,
Damn.
this is ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't remember that. That's crazy.
That was just bad spawn points.
What I find fascinating is the money side of this for the sellers, right? The ones who make the accounts, who make the cheats and then sell the account. Like I'm fascinated by that because I love it when I see people, and I mean, I guess love it is a weird one for this one, but like I love it when I see people use games to make profit because it's such a fantastic, it's a fantastic way to interact, with the game on a different level than just sitting there and spending your time playing it. Like actually using it to produce wealth is fascinating to me, even if it is, creating cheating accounts or bot accounts.
Nah, it's still wrong.
yeah. I mean, it's just like I don't
This
get
poisons the game.
Yeah,
It poisons the game because, like, even though you're making it's almost like the same concept of. Nah, I'm not gonna go there. I'm not gonna go there. But I'm not gonna go there. Nah.
Don't get cancer, JK.
Yeah, no bull.
Jeez.
I'll be like Dave Chappelle. I don't give a fuck about you being cancer. No, I'm joking.
I
I
haven't
mean,
watched this especially. I need to.
oh, it's hilarious. It's fucking hilarious. And I mean, even though they're making money, I'd rather them make money in a way that can help the game be more appealing than be, oh shit, the motherfuckers cheating. Nah, I'm not playing that no more. I can't, because like if I go to a game where I can't play and enjoy myself, because most of the time people who playing just trying to enjoy themselves, get away from
I
life,
agree.
whatever. If they run into some motherfuckers that cheating or using aimbots or whatever, then they could be like, you know what? I'm not gonna buy the next card because they're always gonna be cheating.
Yeah, and that's
I
exactly
agree.
why they created this software. Is they started? I think they started seeing the
A dip in player base.
Yeah, dip
Yeah.
in player base, and then also a dip in their bottom line.
Yeah.
Activision was just like, no. See, we're fine with cheaters until the fact that we start seeing people play our game less.
Because if you look at
Pockets are being affected now.
if you look at Modern Warfare and Modern Warfare 2, from then till this COD has made millions of dollars. Regardless if the game sucked,
I mean,
it still
billions.
made millions of dollars. On opening day, they had people out the door waiting for that game.
That's crazy.
Warzone came
In
around,
billions.
getting the billions. Warzone came around, they're like, oh, we don't know. Got hot. Everybody started playing it. Soon as cheaters starting to come into play, people are like, oh, I'm gonna go back to Apex. Or I'm gonna go back to Halo. Or I'm gonna go back to XYZ. And now they're like, well, we need to change something. Because Vanguard coming out, not the best game. Still probably gonna get probably gonna get a bunch of players. And they have their zombies too. The zombies actually looks interesting. The zombies, you get artifacts now, to help you, kind of like in the Black Ops zombies a little bit.
Zombies got too complicated over the years. Like,
Well, this zombies was pretty complicated because
yeah,
you
I
had
mean,
to, but it was better in the sense of you didn't have to fight waves upon waves. You could move around the map.
yeah, I don't know. Like, it was just too much. Like, I'm just like, oh, yeah, this is like a whole thing. I just want to shoot zombies. Like, I gotta, do all this extra stuff now. Nah. No,
They're
thank
trying to
you.
make it. They're trying to make a Left 4 Dead basically, but that's not a thing.
Yeah. Well, we got Back for Blood now, so
Yeah,
they can
but
hang back on that. But so I mean, the fact that I think what is alarming a lot of people with this new piece of software is that it's on the kernel level. So it has, pretty much access to
everything.
all of your whole system, right?
Yeah,
And so um I think the other anti-cheat software, Denuvo, they over the years have been criticized and scrutinized because there's been a lot of side effects from that piece of software. So a lot of people are very apprehensive to this new, this new Ricochet. And I mean, shit, if it's that, and then also you got Windows 11 coming out
yeah,
pretty soon. So there's
that's
like a
wild.
lot of, there's probably gonna be but in order to, I guess, on PC, in order to play Warzone, you're gonna have to have this installed. So you gotta be very dedicated, Warzone player to hop on this if you're on PC. So
Yeah,
we'll
a
see.
lot
We'll
of
see the
PC
backlash.
players are streamers anyway, so
Yeah.
they're gonna put it on their system. And another thing is that not all games may be they have backwards compatibility for Windows, but not all games are set towards Windows 11 yet.
Yeah, yeah. And apparently, in early like anecdotal tests, Windows 11 isn't. They've some games have seen like performance drops and stuff.
Yeah,
So there's a lot of. I mean, that's to be expected. A lot of this stuff is gonna get ironed out over time. But
and nobody got time
there's
for
Yeah.
that.
I
yeah. So it's just wait.
Just wait till
basically,
next year, 2 years.
I will say that when I was reading about this one, they also talked about the one that. So first of all, they were like, well, your privacy means whatever to us. I mean, you got to take that with a grain of salt coming from any corporation at this point in time. But they were like, there's only runs with the game, and they were saying the author of the article was saying that Valorant also has a kernel level anti cheat system that runs constantly. And theirs
Mm.
is really good. Apparently there's not that many cheaters in Valorant like at all.
It isn't.
Um,
Oh
So
wow.
It's
that's
not.
what's up.
I would say they are damn near close to 0% as far
Jesus, what?
as cheaters in the game itself, right?
Yeah,
But that's super fucking invasive.
yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
it's like an invasive parasite on your computer that's kind of watching you all the time, just to make sure you don't cheat on the game.
How do you
Um,
install that?
if
Like
my
you have to
computer
pretend.
is just used for gaming, sure. But the fact that if I were to use that system for something else, then that would definitely be a problem. But if it's just a system dedicated to gaming by itself, which is very rare for someone to do just a gaming PC by itself and only game on it, um, it's just that's invasive.
Yeah. What were you saying,
And
Carl?
Riot is owned by what is it? Tencent,
Um,
right?
yep,
Mm-hmm.
Tenzin.
Yep. So
Ooh.
yeah.
Yeah, and Riot is it's a super fucking toxic company.
Yeah.
Like they have been toxic since League of Legends, and it's because they rule the gaming industry in a way. They rule this pocket, especially
Well, they
esports.
rule
When it
that
comes to
space.
esports, they rule that fucking space hard.
Yeah.
League of Legends makes more profit than the NFL, MLB, all those motherfuckers combined.
That's any whole game industry makes more profit than
No, I'm just talking about League of Legends esports wise makes more profit
esports
than
wise. Yeah,
all of those
yeah,
motherfuckers.
yeah.
And
That's
it's
crazy.
just right.
So, if you install something on the kernel level, I thought like only the OS can install something at that level. How does that work? Is that not the
Not
case?
always true.
Dude, like,
I think you can have a rootkit installed into the application and it can go into the kernel level, right?
but
Yeah.
you're already kind of hacking it. But I mean, like, not in a hacky way. Like, just install something and it has. So for example, I think VirtualBox.
Mm-hmm.
When you install something, I think you need to unlock some kernel feature,
Give it
but
permission.
yeah, but it's not like it just exactly. It's not like it just installs. It asks for permission from the OS to have access to these whatever things, these features.
Right, and that's the same thing.
Is it what it is? Like it's just
Yeah,
asking. Okay.
because it has to. So by their definition, because the pump not pump bus system. There's another system that does it. It has to ask you whether you want to allow this to run, basically. Because if it doesn't, then technically they put a virus on your computer, and it's
Yo, I
basically
wonder I
it's
wonder if like
basically
the antivirus software will like be like, yo, what the fuck is this?
it will
It
it will
should be. It should.
it'll flag it. It will be like, hey, what's this subsystem here? Trying to get to the kernel. And we're like, oh, this is fine, blah blah blah, XYZ. Because if you look at remember when Battlefield 3 came out and they had like the pump bus system on the PC?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so I think it was 3 or 4, 1 and 2. They had a pump buster system.
What's the pump buster
Pump
system? What
buster is like the anti-cheat software or stuff that they had for PC in Battlefield. It was one of the more popular ones. Um back then. Back then, it was more of a side application or side system that would activate when you start the game,
Mm-hmm.
and it will only activate when you start the game. So then, if you go into your task manager, it will show a different. It'll show like a side application that's open. I think some games have it now, like Hyperscape and stuff like that. For PC players, but basically, they have to ask you to if you want to use it. If you say no, then it's not gonna. I don't think it's gonna. It's gonna allow you to actually
Play the game.
play. Yeah,
No
and
damn.
so it will give you.
Do you
It'll
think
give
this
you
will?
errors like, "Oh, can't load this because it needs this."
Do you
So it
think
makes
this
a
will have
requirement.
a long-term effect on PC gaming? This sort of thing, like the
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 anti cheat.
cheating arms race, cheaters, and then more and more invasive software to combat it. Do you think
Yeah,
would
probably
be a
so.
long term effect?
Yeah, there's so much money to be lost, if they
Yeah,
let this problem run
Fester.
rampant.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're trying to cut the cancer out right while it's still small,
yeah.
even though it's still a huge bit of gaming even by now, but still they're trying to cut it out so that they can have people come back to their game basically. So
I'm not coming back with kernel access. I'm not giving that up for
yeah,
games.
Nah,
But
I'm
easy for me to say. I was never a PC gamer like that anyway. But
true.
that just seems dangerous.
did you remember when Division 2 had those little but those game cheat not cheat well game exploits where you could like buff your um buff your damage or stuff like that. And so when uh Ubisoft and their team went through the system, they were banning people for X amount of weeks because if you use whatever exploit, even if it was playing by yourself, you still quote unquote was exploiting the game.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Didn't you get banned?
Yeah, I did get banned.
Damn.
I did get banned.
So
Yo,
you're a cheater.
I did
this
get banned. I
You
wouldn't cheat
accidentally.
if I'm playing a damn game where they made the game it was super hard to where you can't even play it.
So you resort to cheating.
I didn't resort to
So
so
cheating.
you
so
resort.
Ferraris are too expensive. So we got to steal that,
It's
right?
not cheating if you playing against a damn PC. I mean, not PC, but NPC.
Well, according to them, you broke the rules,
Nah. I
I mean,
There was no
and
rules.
you said there was no rules. I
and you
don't
were
know, dog. They used the
disciplined.
rules to ban you.
Yeah.
Well, the rules were very, very frugal at that because they were like, oh well, because they banned certain people, but people were still using the cheat.
Hmm.
They had streamers that were still using the damn cheat, showing people how to do it, and they weren't banning them at all. So
Oh damn.
if you're gonna be universal about this damn ban, then you need to ban everybody. And they were banning people who didn't even use the cheat
I mean,
or use the exploits.
Right.
it seems to still feel some type
So
of way about it. Just saying, but
so
those still
I
were the
mean,
Ferraris.
clearly, if you go on YouTube and people were still using the exploits to do and showing those exploits,
Yeah.
as soon as it came out and you don't ban them, then where's your standards of banning people?
I
Like,
mean,
don't just say, "Oh well, you got banned for using." We saw that using exploited game or exploits, and then people who didn't even use exploits were playing the game as they should got banned, and some people got banned permanently. And they were like, you know what, fuck Division, and they lost their play. And that's when, as soon as they started doing that, they lost almost I think two quarters of their player base, 50%, almost more than 50% of their player base.
that's
And I
crazy.
was
I
like,
mean, I
well,
know Division 2 fell off a fucking cliff, but there was a
Did
lot of
you
problems.
did you play it, Suave? Did you play
Yep.
Division?
I bought that shit day one because I was
yeah,
a huge fan, and I was so disappointed.
mm-hmm.
Damn.
And that I mean, you can't even like I was playing the first Division, like it was like 3 years after it came out, having a blast. If you go
Yep,
on Division 2, right, that shit is a ghost town.
yep,
No one is there.
yep.
Damn.
It's sad.
Division 1 was the best time to play Division 1 was right before Division 2 came out. Cause that's when they fixed
Facts. That's a
everything.
fact.
They fixed everything. I was like, yo, this is perfect. All I need to do is port what they have here to Division 2. Didn't happen.
Bruh. So
These
and like
conversations remind me of Free Guy.
of what?
Pretty much, yeah.
Free Guy.
Yeah,
Oh, that movie.
the movie.
Yeah.
Yep, that's pretty much it. That's how it was.
Oh, that movie was actually good, huh?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It was surprising.
It was surprisingly
Yeah,
good.
looking at it, it's like, ugh.
Jesus.
It kind of did get that vibe, but then like when you got more into like the whole game development and whole like system, like pretty much the developers and how shit was going down, how the story played out, you're like, oh, this is actually pretty interesting. And then it makes you think like, damn, can games get to this point?
And
And it'd be interesting.
they did a good thing where it was like they kept things technical enough that won't piss off developers,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not all the way technical. They have some creative license to move the story along at the same time. So I think they did a good job with that.
It still
Yeah.
kind of made the average person to understand how stuff was working.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Circle back real quick to what Carl was saying about, some people not wanting this shit on their system at all. And I mean, I feel like some people are gonna be, maybe lost forever, and some of those people may eventually just have to get with the times, because like, I don't know, unless companies find a better way to kick people exploiting the game off the platform.
Or
Good luck.
certain games just be, you just play certain games on console, and then some other games you play on PC. Get your life
I mean,
together.
maybe there you go. You gotta
Hey,
find a workaround.
This is a true test to see how much you really want to play
Right.
Warzone on PC.
How
Mm-hmm.
dedicated are you to playing
Yeah.
on PC specifically?
What you could
Exactly.
do keyboard and mouse on Xbox. If
You
That
could,
is
and they
true.
got
You can.
120 hertz now. I mean, 120 frames now.
Yep,
Exactly.
that is true.
So
Damn, we
yeah.
actually might see. Yeah, that actually might. You might. Well, that's if you can get a Series X right now.
Or PlayStation.
Yeah,
Get one eventually.
I can't get one, man. Dang it. I'm subscribed
Sounds
to
like you
I don't
love
know
Shit's
how
Creek.
many mofos, man. I can't.
it's
I'm
really
following
bad.
so many people on Twitter. I still can't get it.
Oh man, yeah. It was. Oh, and it was right a couple of weeks ago when I was sending you all them links. Like they was,
Yeah.
but you have to be so fast. It's ridiculous.
At this point,
Damn
you're
near
gonna have to
impossible.
just swim out to those ships that are stuck, and just you just gotta go
Grab
in
one
there
of
and
the
just
bitches and
like
take off.
say, you sitting here anyway, so let me just kind of let me go through this stuff. Let me see what's in here. That's might
Get
be
a
your
little
best bet.
get a little speedboat, little buggy.
Yep. I wonder if there's gonna be
Wow.
like heists, like attempted heists for folks that are
Oh, it's gonna be Grand Theft Auto.
like pirates. Like you go up and try to like rob the stranded.
They
I
probably
mean,
have.
probably right.
Yeah.
Dude,
They
Yeah.
probably have already.
dude,
But
if
they
you
probably got
have
like crazy security too.
if you got 1,000 Series X's, that's $1 million. Because people selling them for a stack each.
Yeah.
Man,
So you can that's gonna tempt somebody.
Somebody's thinking about it.
Yeah,
Sure.
absolutely.
Well,
AJ
fuck
said
with it if
there's
they
real
have
pirates out there. Absolutely.
Yep.
AJ's one of them.
Damn.
Damn.
Dang.
Whole criminal out here. In international war. Oh, JK, you good, dog? So we got
Whoops.
who detected this signal from like the center of the galaxy or whatever.
Oh, and it's real.
So, you think? I don't know, man.
I feel like it's. I just feel like it's likely that there's aliens. I've always felt that way. No
So
Always
evidence
knew.
is saying that. I just have that feeling.
Always knew.
yeah, I think so too. Like, I mean, it's too fucking big for us to just be the only ones. Like, goddamn.
Yeah.
Like, and how boring would that be? Like,
It
come
would
on
be
now.
incredibly
Extremely boring.
Mhm.
Yeah. But yeah, they're saying that it's, maybe it's a pulsar, but then they're saying like it doesn't match the,
Yeah.
previous patterns of pulsars. So it's basically having everybody kind of, scratching their heads like, yeah, we don't know what this is. But most likely it is, right? The pulsar, Um, I don't know.
Also
I
start
Can
moving.
can you see a pulsar from the center of the universe? I think usually you need a gamma ray burst to see something that far away. Because
yeah.
I believe we're relatively far out, right? I think
Mm-hmm.
supposedly we're 2/3 the way out from the center. So, I don't know too much about pulsars, but I feel like are pulsars really that strong to be seen that far? Maybe. I
Depending
thought
if
I
you
mean, this
have
was
a high power telescope.
you said right, and this was in like by sight, right? This was radio signal.
Yeah.
yeah, like you're never gonna see.
But I
That
feel like
should
this
start
is.
getting
Most
closer.
astronomy these days is just radio.
I mean, I don't
It'll
know.
be like
Maybe
Independence
it's
Day in this bitch.
you know that would be and a hell of a twist.
Yeah, for
Not
sure.
gonna lie.
But when I learned about gamma ray bursts, that shit scared the fuck out of me. I
Hmm.
so
Ain't
there
no
was
joke.
so I remember like when I was younger, first like learning about asteroids and comets through
Right.
Deep Impact and Armageddon.
Something.
Um and like I remember going on like a
These great
rabbit hole of like,
documentaries.
yeah, I remember going on a rabbit hole, and it was like this documentary on PBS like late at night talking about like they were predicting that by like 2030 that we're going to have a close, I think it's Apophis is what they were referring to. But I just remember like doing a calculation in my head. I was like, okay, so 2030, so that means I'll be about 40. That'll be a good life, right?
Heck
I think
no.
that's a good.
Hell no.
It's a good time to die.
We got
Hell
Like,
no.
nah,
nine
seriously, because I
years.
was like, we're if that shit like hit like the way that they were describing it, I was like, oh yeah, like it's the size of how big is Apophis? Um, forget. It's like I want to say they said it's like the size of Texas or some shit.
That's
Oh
even
yeah,
worse.
Um,
that's a planet killer for sure.
yeah,
That's a
exactly.
planet
So I
killer.
was like, so about 2030. Yeah, I was just doing the math, and that shit just like always freaked me out. And then like years later, learning about gamma ray bursts. And like there's no warning. Like it's just literally just instant just
Yeah.
Yeah.
destruction. Like just
Gone.
take away your atmosphere, disable all electronics. Like maybe that's what happened on Mars. Like that's
Uh, if I'm not mistaken, like planet gets vaporized. I thought like it's not just it
it
strips
depends.
away
I guess
Not
it
the.
just the surface, but the whole planet itself. Like,
Incinerated.
I thought it would
could the
just
asteroid hit to where it hits the core? Because that would vaporize the
no,
planet. But like,
not the asteroid, the gamma ray burst. I thought the gamma ray
oh,
burst would just disintegrate everything.
no, the way I understand it is that it is just blows away. It basically just kind of blows away your atmosphere. So it basically is like a strong beam of energy that
Hmm.
literally uh like blows away your atmosphere, and you're naked. Your planet is basically naked. And
oh,
so
then the sun burns us.
yeah,
Yeah,
and then all sorts of radiation, like
solar
yeah.
wind.
So we're fucked
We're
either
burning
way.
to a curse. We're fucked either
And
way.
and there's no warning. There's no warning. It's just
It just
literally
happens.
yeah.
That would probably
Um
jack up the magnetic field. Like it all
yep.
goes wrong.
So I hadn't
Yeah.
read much about this whole signal thing. Now I am quite fascinated. I'm fascinated by it.
So, Tech, do you believe in that we're alone?
Oh no, I definitely don't. I definitely believe the theory that there is other life. I don't believe it's in the same form as us, right? Like I think life takes various different forms. We were just very lucky that an asteroid hit and then had enough, what is the word I'm looking for? Bacteria that formed and mutated and created us. We just got very lucky.
Great to some of us.
Perfect
Some of us here.
conditions.
Some of us here are from
Perfect
other
conditions
planets.
to create life, right?
What'd you say, JK?
Some of us here are from other planets.
Wow.
God, I wish I was. But I would have enslaved all of you by now.
See that right
This
there.
is-
See that little pulsar that we were talking about. He's like, "Oh, this is interesting."
JK,
The back of his head is like, "Yes, my brother and they're finally coming to get me and take over this." That's what he's thinking. That's what he's thinking right now.
It'd be nice. But no, I definitely believe we're not alone. I also think
bunch
it's
of
just
light-skinned aliens.
life forms differently, and we had all the right variables that created us here. I don't know. I'm fascinated to see. I don't think we'll see anything directly in our lifetime, but it's just it takes a long time to travel through space, and so I don't know. That's also I believe it in the I forget what the theory is, but that either we've been visited already or we're the most advanced so far. So
I was definitely
I
the
forget
first
what
one. The
that
second
theory
one,
is.
I don't think we're
Or
most advanced.
the universe is old enough that there could have been
Multiple
millions and
civilizations.
billions
Right.
of more advanced civilizations come and gone already.
Exactly.
Yeah.
For sure. I think definitely that is more of the case. I would hope so, because
Right.
like I'm saying, like that shit would be
So
such a
much
waste.
space.
You should watch
Yeah.
this
Or
season's American
Earth
Horror
is just a
Story.
computer program. We're all in the motherfucking Matrix, and nothing we do matters. I mean, nothing we do matters to begin. It's all fucking pointless. But nevertheless,
Tech the philosopher.
I struggle with like that and mortality in general. Like, especially just the concept of like death around every corner. Like, it's just a thing. Living our life is important, but ultimately, we're just small little pebbles in the universe, so that's fine.
If to me, and some people might not be comfortable with the direction here, but to me, if it's just us, meaning if it's just humans and there's nothing supernatural, then it is all pointless. Like, it doesn't matter whether we are in the Matrix or not. What difference does that make? Right?
Thanks.
So, yeah.
But the science of this, I'm quite fascinated by. Like,
For sure.
that no known pattern. Like that's pretty fucking fascinating to me. Only reason why I want aliens is for better technology. That's it. I want a fucking starship to call about.
They're not sharing that crap with you.
No.
Yeah.
I don't even care if they don't share
Especially
it with
after
us.
watching this podcast, nigga.
I know,
I
right?
don't even care if they share it with us.
They got a file on you already.
Facts. I just want to see
They're
it.
like-
I want my eyes to see it, and then I can die happy.
One thing I would say is something that I think about sometimes is that they might be advanced in ways like we can't comprehend. Like they might, like, life might exist in ways that make no sense to the ways we currently understand life.
Yep. Exactly.
Like they
And
can
so
just
we
be
might
balls
not.
of energy.
Facts. They could be. I mean, they could be anything. And then I wonder how we would even like find them, how we would be able to recognize them.
Communicate.
How do we know where to look?
Exactly.
We don't.
So
I'd be
That's the scary
fascinated
part.
if like we discover aliens and they're humanoid like us. I'd be
that would
truly
be
fascinated,
crazy.
and I'd love to know their history. Like I would have to learn everything about their history
I bet you
because
Absolutely.
But I mean, I'd be fascinated by like how the fact that that happened twice. Like, how did lightning strike in the same place twice?
I mean, I don't even
Yeah.
think it will be like, it's just like numbers. Like there have to be so many
Yeah,
Earth likes out there, and I mean we found some, but
Yeah, we
Better
like
found a
there
something.
have to
lot.
be so many more that we
Yeah.
can't, can't
Like,
yet,
there's some
see.
in the solar system, right? I think a couple of those moons of Jupiter
Yeah.
or Saturn,
Io,
uh,
Was it
Europa,
Europa,
Europa.
Titan?
Well,
Titan.
Titan has water, right? But I think it's all
Which one is the
frozen.
one that's it's like frozen at the top, but they think that the
liquid oceans.
I think
liquid
that's
ocean
Titan.
that's Titan?
I think,
Hmm.
but
Yeah.
yeah,
So like
I also
those.
like Carl's theory. Civilizations have come and gone. Like the universe is ancient,
I can see
very
that.
ancient,
Oh, very,
and so
very.
it's just we exist in this time period purely out of luck. Like our consciousness exists now at this point in time,
Like think of like
just out of luck.
humanity has existed for less than 1,000,000 years.
Yeah.
Facts.
Yep.
The
Just got here.
universe is what 13 or so,
I
14
mean,
billion
shit, our
years.
planet 5 billion years, right?
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
know? I mean, this
Yeah, so
planet
there's
is
plenty of time
fucking
for a bunch of
Very young.
civilizations to pop up and disappear.
yeah. I mean,
It's facts.
but yeah, I love this shit, man. Like it's like I said, like
Love
I
it.
think that's like one of the things that I would love to see in my lifetime is just better space travel, like just understanding,
Yes.
Good
like just
question.
going out and seeing that everything that's
Yes.
out there.
Yep.
Facts. Fucking facts. Something that dawned on me. Has that ever dawned like the correlation of the fact that I don't know how we always fucking get here every episode because it's a B, but Bezos has made more money than our whole fucking planet has been alive. The years that our planet has existed.
Well,
This motherfucker
Has
has
he?
made his net
Yeah.
worth is $191.4 billion as of today.
So
ridiculous.
Our planet is
Um,
5 billion years
$10
old.
for every year the planet's been around.
That's
not
crazy.
That's
That's
fucking
Mansa
crazy.
Musa made. Oh no.
And as long as his wealth is directly attached to Amazon, he will continue. This motherfucker, unless he dies, will be a trillionaire. He will have more money than our planet has.
Does he
I
have
don't
kids?
He does have children, yes.
I don't even think the dividends from my Acorns account amounts to $10 a year yet.
Wait, does
He
he
has
have
one.
kids? Positive he has
He
children.
probably has kids.
If
Yeah.
not, then
He probably
somebody
does.
better be.
He probably
He's probably not
already.
going to give him any though, like Bill Gates.
Yeah,
I can see.
but yeah, hopefully, that's a signal from another civilization. But even though even if it is, it's so far away that it's so behind. Like
Oh
they were
yeah, the
saying that.
time portion of it.
Yeah, they were saying that like if somebody was to discover our radio signals right now, they would be listening to basically like 1930s radio or some shit
Yeah,
like that.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
You know,
Because the old
um,
radio waves bounce off. Would
talk about
be
lag.
yeah.
Bruh.
Right.
Well, I
Imagine trying to
mean,
play
They
Halo like
ain't gonna
that.
get blurred
I
dimension
know,
until we're dead and
right?
gone. That's so sad. What if
well,
the aliens come and they're just like
sucks to be
these blurred
them.
dimension guys? We like these guys. Where are these guys at?
Well,
Hey,
tough break, nigga.
we gotta actually create a blur dimension.
Right?
Right.
Wow.
They'll be
That's
like, yo, what's this
that's
portal
the
over
next step.
here?
Mhm.
So, I guess never mind. That's another topic for another day.
Yeah, I
We
want
have to
Alright.
talk about Jeff
But
Bezos
space
and
is fucking cool.
Mansa Musa.
And it makes me very excited, like, leading into the next topic, right? Like this whole Captain Kirk going to space thing. I'm all for more space travel. I mentioned that before. Am I the biggest fan that it's being pioneered by nothing but, rich white men who have a vendetta against each other and are literally playing rockets. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that. I'm a big fan of space travel, and and learning more about the world. I mean, the universe that our world sits in. Also, just for the fact of we need more resources because we're kind of fucking that up, and I'd love for my grandchildren not to have to live underground. So
It's not looking
Yeah.
too good for them right now.
It's
Like,
really
They got some
But
serious
this
problems
is-
to solve.
yeah, facts.
So I would love for my grandchildren not to have to live underground. That'd be great.
We'll see. AJ said if Bezos don't have kids, he got a 33-year-old he can adopt. Listen, all right.
Please.
I might,
He has
I
4
might know
children.
somebody in need of adoption. Shit.
You have
Oh,
to
he
call
got
Jeff
4.
Bezos' father.
Out
Sure.
of the media because I can't find their damn names with a basic Google search. So
Hey, taking good care of that privacy aspect, even though he's invading the rest of ours. So, but so William Shatner went to space, oldest person at this point to be in space.
90 years old.
I think it's 90.
Yep.
I didn't know
Get the
that.
fuck
I
outta
didn't
here.
know
There's
he was
no
that
way.
old. I didn't know he was that old.
He's
Yeah,
I
90
knew he was
for real.
old, but I didn't know he was that old.
Let me Google it. I got.
I'm sad. I gotta look
Yeah.
this shit up.
Yeah, it says it in the article.
No fucking way, bro. I swear I did not know he was that old.
I ain't either.
He is a dusty buddy.
Dude,
Is he?
that's
Motherfucker's gonna
extraordinary
die
for a
on
vanilla
takeoff.
person.
Yep. But he didn't.
That's
At that point, man, if I'm
extraordinary.
90 years old about to go into space, I'm like, man, shit, if I die, I die.
That's
Okay.
wild.
Not when you're keeping it together like that. He's doing great.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Money
Can you
keeps you
imagine
healthy
being born in the 30s and like
and living in this
here,
world now.
right, living in 2021, going to space? Nigga, like
Yeah.
Yep.
what kind
That
of
must be a
air
mind
travel
fuck.
did they have in the 30s?
He was in
Like,
high school
No.
when war ended.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
It's fucking mind blowing.
that is
God, I hope to
insanity.
live to 90.
That's nuts. I always think about that too, like that how big of a mind fuck that is, just to see like humanity make so many strides within like 1 century. You know what I mean? Like in terms of
Yes.
technology,
Yep.
not in terms of our culture, but definitely in terms of
Yeah.
technology.
I mean,
I
just
feel
think
like our
about
mindset's going backwards.
how much we've made, how large the strides we've made since the 2000s, like early 2000s.
Yeah.
Like, shit's fascinating.
And him being in the film or TV space, and like see that even that side of technology, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like that must be like, oh shit. Like I remember like we had to get this shit right on one take or we just ran out of film for the day.
Mhm.
Facts.
So
Or we just roll with the punches.
but yeah, they say he was like emotional, like coming back, returning. It's like
I saw a
believe
little
too,
clip on
shit.
Facebook.
Oh, you
He
did?
was super. Yeah, there was a little clip on my timeline.
Oh,
He
yeah.
was super emotional. What was upsetting was Bezos reacting to him because Bezos, I could tell was like, I really don't care, William, but I'm gonna do the white guy thing of pretending I care and like, yeah, you're right, and yeah, wow, yeah. I'm just like, shut up, Shatner,
he's
or shut up, Bezos. You're just ruining it. This guy's having a real moment here. He's
Right.
reflecting.
he
He's been
doesn't
on this
know
planet
human
nearly a
emotion.
century.
Facts. We mentioned this.
Most
Maybe
rich
he's an
people are not
alien.
human.
Their level of emotions are gone.
Yeah.
It's different from us.
Maybe he's an alien.
I guess, but like
Make
he
it
almost
magic.
ruined that moment. Like
Right.
he almost ruined
Oh,
that
I'm
moment.
sorry. As Demi Lovato says, we can't call aliens anymore.
What?
Must call them extraterrestrials
Stop.
because it's offensive.
Rich white people.
To who?
Like
Who's it
calling
offensive to?
Say what?
Let the alien tell me they're offended.
Right. I
When
have
alien
yet.
tells me its pronouns, I will listen. Until then, motherfucker was
shoot you
I
with
was
a
listening to who I was listening to the not the Breakfast Club but the Morning Hustle, and they were like, yo, if we don't even know your pronouns of they, them, he, who, whoever, you shouldn't be trying to name pronouns for a whole nother race of, especially aliens, trying to give them their own pronouns. Because we don't even know your shit. I was cracking up. But
This was in response to Demi Lovato.
yeah, I was dying. Dog. It was hilarious. I was like, damn.
I have no
I was
idea
like,
what's
well,
going on with Demi Lovato right now. So
hey,
I don't.
Being a millionaire must be tough.
You're super right.
I mean, she has her own demons she
Of
Why?
course.
is going through.
I mean, no, you are 100% right. Everyone has their own demon. I personally, if I had $1 million, I wouldn't have a lot of demons. I don't know. Just me, maybe.
I mean, having $1 million will cut off a lot of stress for a lot of things.
Yeah.
So you
My
can
demons
face
are
those.
like non-existent.
It is isolating though, depending on how your life is set up. Like,
I think if you're making money from being famous, it's isolating, and that's why that way. Like I just
no,
that
it'll still be. You're married with kids already, right? So
yeah.
your level of isolation is going to be limited. Like you always have your wife and kids, unless your
unless
your wife becomes your.
you want to be a deadbeat. But that's
I mean, yeah, if you do that, well, sure. But
Well, he's about to buy that
if
damn.
you're young, single, and then you became rich, it's isolating because then it's like you don't know who's there for you.
That's fair.
You feel like you're gonna have to change your circle of friends. If you do, maybe you don't have a lot in common with it, and then it's just like
that's
you
fair.
can't be yourself.
You're right.
But definitely when I get rich, I'm changing y'all.
If you're booed up or you're married already, you have a tight family. It's probably not an issue at all. But
I'm exchanging some people in the circle, groups of friends right here.
have fun with that.
Yeah.
He's like, you ain't got no friends besides us.
I ain't say that.
Nobody wants you but us. Nigga, so get your ass back over here.
Good luck.
Now she
Good
does
luck out there on the market.
I'm a firm believer in that if you make money while married or like make money like in the process of like getting married or whatever, as a couple, like even if you're the one putting in majority of the work, if she's there or you're there by her side and she's making that, you are rightfully deserved to have, because your presence helped in that creation of that wealth.
I mean, you said,
could
what if
argue
your
that.
wife takes half your million and it hits you up for child support and alimony? She ain't getting none. She got half. She don't get no more. The fuck?
Hey, them kids got expenses every day, JK. You know,
he got $500,000. She got
Tech
those
Junior
expenses.
need new shoes.
I mean, if I'm making like Bezos money,
Okay.
take half. Fuck, I'm gonna make half that before you even leave the courthouse.
Bruh, oh my god, like that's so crazy.
Open up a couple more warehouses.
Facts.
That's a little different though. His money makes money. Like if you got $1 million and you just cut her $500,000 check, that's gone in a couple years. Like,
that is gone in a couple years. You're right.
Like that's not making any money. Like she got shares of Amazon, so
Facts.
she's continuing to make bread
money.
Like so, that's a different.
If I can go back in time and just
that's what I was about to ask. Like, was she there day one? Or was she there?
I think she was a day one. Yeah.
Okay, and that's a different story. Then you need to.
And she was more successful than him day one.
Yeah,
like she put off a lot of her career early on. From my understanding, from my limited understanding, I've read like a few articles around their divorce and like watched a few newscasts. She was there early on, and she kind of put her career on the back burner, and added to the startup funds for Amazon. But yeah,
so she invested shares. So then she gets some money,
and probably contributed ideas.
Not take half.
Yep.
And again, his sounding board, watched his kids, like it's all those things added to his ability to build Amazon into this massive.
I hope you watch your kids. It's not his kids; it's her kids too.
I mean, true, but if he building the business, he's probably not there as much as he could be if he wasn't. And she's picking up, you know what I'm saying,
That's
that's
a
that
guarantee.
That extra
slack.
slack.
So, you know,
That's
gotta
a
consider that.
guarantee.
Gotta consider that.
Very true.
And then you just like I said, you know what? That's how I know you're not married.
What kids?
What that shit?
Or kids.
What that she don't pick up? That she picks up the extra slack.
I mean, now for anything that you own now, right? JK,
You went to a cancel
once
territory.
you buy a house, once you anything you own now, definitely get a prenup. I would highly suggest it. Going in, if you own things, if you have assets, your stocks,
You just got
everything,
canceled right there.
highly get a prenup. I would highly suggest it. And then
Oh no, I'm getting one.
I would definitely talk about it early on. Like marriage becomes a
100%.
question, I would definitely say so because at that point she deserves nothing. That like if what you brought into it, she doesn't deserve anything. But what you make together, that's a different story.
Hey.
I agree.
So HTC had an event yesterday. Did anybody
There's still a company?
catch that? Oh Jesus, Carl!
I'm with
I-
Carl. I'm with Carl on that.
Damn.
I'm with Carl on that.
They're making some of- They're
they
making
got
some of
sold
the
off.
best VR headsets out here.
They make the best VR headsets out here.
All right.
Oh, man. They
Oculus is
won
nowhere
for
near
20.
their level.
Stop it. All they do is make sure it goes to their factory. Valve does all that.
Damn.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Carl said they
All
won
do.
for 1,000.
So
Absolutely.
God damn.
They're a VR company now, Carl. Or at least a VR manufacturing company.
They manufacture.
Manufacturer.
They pivoted.
They have innovations in manufacturing. Absolutely, sure.
Damn. So they released a new headset. The
I'm so
HTC
mad.
Vive Flow. They're
Mhm.
trying to market it as like a, I don't know, meditation, mental health, like flow with a capital F, like the concept of like
Nope.
being focused and everything, trying to push it that way. I don't know. And then they were, kind of pushing it like it's VR for people who don't like VR or some shit.
See, maybe that'd be good for
Oh, there we
rehabilitation.
go. That's what the article said too.
Or maybe that'd be
What kind of
good
rehabilitation?
for like PTSD or something like that. People coming
Okay.
from war,
Yeah.
or maybe had traumatic experience. Parents got killed in front of something. So basically, what I'm saying is like Bruce Wayne could have used this and he may not became Batman. So that's
So we shouldn't release this just in case we have a Batman.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what you're saying? We want to keep the possibility open that
only if he's
know.
black.
you said. What if he's black?
I said only if he's black. He or she's black. I'm just joking. I don't care. Nah, because then, well, I don't know. Maybe that'll open the door to other superheroes. I don't know. Maybe aliens will start finally coming down. Like, oh, they got superheroes now. Time to come in. The one thing we don't want is a Viltrumite.
Worthy opponents.
Maybe the aliens are also waiting for us to stop hating each other. Maybe they're
They gonna-
Well, they were waiting for that
That I
to
always
the end
thought
of
was
time.
fascinating. Is in every alien movie, all the aliens on the planet work together. Like for some reason, all the planet itself is just united completely, right? And growing up, I always thought that was such a simple idea. Like, why isn't Earth just Earth? Why are we broken into different regions and shit like that? I always wondered that. Like watching these sci-fi movies, whenever Kirk went to a planet, everybody was super chill with everyone else. Like Kirk was the one they were like, fuck, who the fuck are you? You different from us? No,
See,
we don't like you.
There's a difference.
Yeah.
There's a difference because in Star Trek, some planets, those aliens all look the same. But if you look at all the planets where they were different, they had either a caste system, they had either a hierarchy, well, it's still a caste system, whatever, like humans do. So the Vulcans Vulcans all look the same, but they still had their own like little. Well, I don't know if they had a cast. They all kind of look the same.
No, the Vulcans were pretty much equal.
Yeah, but they were more
My-
logical in the sense of like they were
Yeah.
like, well, you know, you still even if you had a
They
different
did,
skin
so-
color, you still look the same.
Yeah.
But
Well, until
it's-
Star Trek, what's this new one that came out? Star Trek, Discovery, where old girl she's half Vulcan.
it's unlikely though you can achieve the heights that a multiplanetary society can achieve by not having either like world government and putting those things aside. Like it's like it requires so much resources, so much creativity from a large group to have a multiplanetary system where it's not just, oh, we've managed to land on Mars, but we have real-time communication between solar systems and crap like
Mhm.
that, right? Like you need the efforts of the entire planet to do that. So it doesn't make sense that, oh yeah, we're still dealing with racism,
Yeah.
but we have this advances. That doesn't make any sense. Like it's you can't scale. Like you need to get to that next level to scale to
Facts.
something like that.
Carl, you're 100% right. It's not possible with us still fighting amongst each other.
Of course, like in Star
Can't even
Trek,
get
they
past
had
climate change, really.
Say again.
Bruh.
It's almost impossible to get past climate change without dealing with that.
yeah.
Right?
Facts.
Even in Star Trek, the only reason why they gained a hyperdrive was that a Vulcan ship was coming past Earth, and they showed them like, hey, we have the technological advancement to. We made our own hyperdrive. It's not as good as you guys', but hey, we made our own, and they're like, huh, they have potential. Let's share some tech to them. But the problem is here, we trying to make Space Force don't want to go to space. We trying to do all this other shit here, and they're probably like, they ain't mature. They're not mature enough. Because if you look at, I don't know if you ever watched the Black Panther cartoon on BET that came out. It was like it was a motion comic cartoon basically. And the dad, T'Chaka, he said he had a meeting with people from different countries, almost like a United Nations. They were like, why doesn't Wakanda share their technology? It was like, we won't share our technology with children. They can't. They always fight amongst themselves. Not even mature enough to look at their own problems. Until that time comes, we ain't sharing shit. And I was like, that's the biggest issue, is that we still act like fucking children, and
But
people don't want to
that
admit
would
it.
require evolution, though. Like we're not evolving. Right? We're getting better tech, but we're not evolving. Like
Yeah.
to solve that, we would actually need to evolve biologically, and I don't see that ever. Certainly not anytime soon that we're actually going to evolve.
Oh, maybe that's why COVID-19 came around.
Yeah, you would think a common enemy would make us unite, but like nothing like a virus that's killing the whole. But I mean, we still, for some reason, found out how to make that divide us even further. So I mean, there's that. Like in the movies, right? In the sci-fi movies, like when the aliens attack, the world for some reason always comes together as one giant force to fight off the aliens.
We're about to go extinct.
I mean,
Godzilla hits, everybody's working together. Then we need a Godzilla. If the
So we
aliens
need a
could deliver
Godzilla.
us anything, we
If
need
a
a
Godzilla came, I'm on
I
Godzilla's
think-
side.
part of the problem, especially with COVID, is that we live in like such a time of like anti-intellectualism. Everybody is an expert because they watch the YouTube video, and and like those people aren't listening to doctors, but they're listening to randos on Facebook they're listening to these fucking, you know,
stars.
posts with fucked up
Misinformation.
grammar and emojis on it on fucking, you know, Twitter and shit. But like, can't trust the doctor. Can't trust. But then going to the hospital when they get to, anyway.
Yeah.
It's a little bit enraging, honestly.
Well,
But
some, you
To
know,
be
with the black
honest, if I
community, a
was an
lot of people don't
alien, I
trust the
wouldn't come to this
hospitals.
planet either.
I
Yeah,
didn't
sure.
hear what one of y'all said because y'all were talking.
Oh,
at
go
the
ahead,
same
Tech. Sorry.
I said if I was an alien, I wouldn't come to this planet either.
time.
Oh, so you saying your friends abandoned you and they say, "Oh, it's a prank."
I wouldn't tell them. This planet's not worth conquering.
Oh wow.
Like it's just not
You
worth
just
don't
have to
want
wait
that.
it. You just have to wait it out. They'll take care of themselves, and then just take the
Facts.
resources.
Literally,
Yeah,
we will
exactly.
take care of ourselves.
Facts. Well, come back in 2030.
Right. Don't
be
waste
alright.
resources.
But circling back to ACC real quick, I'm not super interested in this, but like they got like a, I mean, they have a therapeutic, service that they're offering, and they also have like social spaces in VR. You can watch videos, and then somebody in BCC was like working in VR. I don't want that to be the future of work
What?
for me, but I don't
working
know. How
in
do y'all feel
VR?
about working, doing work? And
Doing what? Coding?
yes,
I'm
Get
for
the
it.
fuck out of here, man.
I am for VR expanding
No.
further and further. I've mentioned this before. I am pro VR.
Nah,
Anything
No.
that gets me closer to like fully plugging my consciousness, I'm for.
Okay, well, you can be the first human battery, then.
Listen,
I'll stay out in the real
as
world.
long as I get to pick my program, I'm fine.
Oh,
you
you
just
ain't
gonna
picking
abandon
shit?
your family, man? Come on.
No,
man.
everyone's
You
coming
gotta-
with me. My wife and I already discussed. If there's a chance to get our consciousness plugged in, we're plugging in together.
See,
That's what you think.
that's what you think.
They gonna be
Excuse
like,
me, what?
shit, peace. We got the
Just like
house
that.
now.
It's just like that movie. What's that
Become
movie where they decided
Become
to?
small. Yeah, the
Yeah,
wife decides to back out last minute.
yeah.
Yeah.
Where they wanted to cut the population to a quarter, like to a small size, so that can help with global warming and some shit. Come to find out that from them doing it didn't help shit, and it made it worse.
Yep.
I was like, oh, interesting.
Yeah, VR hasn't. I haven't like at first, like when Oculus first like started doing their thing, like back in what was that 2014,
2014,
2013
yeah, something like that.
time frame. Like that was exciting because it was like, oh shit, like this is the next frontier for digital entertainment, blah 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 blah. Then you got it, like this is cool, this is fun, but then you only play it for like a day and then you just kind of forget about it because it was cumbersome. You had to set it up, you had to have a really good PC back then, and it was expensive, so it was more of a luxury product. Over time it's gotten better and better, but I don't know. I'm still not interested in VR. I really don't care. I I don't really. I mean, maybe and I haven't. And granted, I haven't really fucked with the Quest, the standalone one where he
Mhm.
is more portable. So maybe those experiences with that, watching movies, watching shows, whatever. Maybe that's probably like my way into VR.
Yeah,
But I'm thinking about it in like gaming. Like it's just like the best gaming experience I had with VR was
Resident Evil.
Resident Evil 7,
Yeah,
and that was terrifying.
yeah.
Even for me, it was like too much. It was like I did like 40 minutes of it.
It was sensor
I was
overload.
like, oh yeah.
Yeah, it was sensor overload. That's why I wanted to try the Void and also try the
You talking about that VR arcade?
yeah, where you can do like where you can go like do like a haunted house and they actually put you like in a suit so like you can feel the feedback from it. Or put you like in a Star Wars like as a stormtrooper. So I say that'd be pretty cool. But I think really the next thing is augmented reality in a
Absolutely.
sense, and not virtual, because I think people like to see. So, like for instance, Google Glass before it got tanked, starting to get very popular, and
I
then
wanted one
all
of
of a sudden
those so bad.
you start to see more and
Me
more
too.
people who have augmented reality glasses to where they can answer a phone and have the phone come up on the side, and you just do like the touch tone or whatever, or you have you're watching TV, oh, somebody's at the door, a little screen comes up and you see the person at the door, or you are watching TV and it has like a little interface to where a item pops up on the screen, and then like a link pops up on the side, and you click it, say, oh, do you want to buy this, stuff like that. Or you walk into the store, same thing. It's that, I think that's more the future in a sense, like a IoT
But that's
city.
harder.
So what?
That's what.
That's harder than VR because VR is a subset of augmented reality.
Right.
So that's
And of course it's gonna be harder.
harder.
I'm not saying it's gonna be easy doing it, but I know I think that's where the future is really gonna be.
100%.
This,
Yeah, you put that on a contact lens and then you just walk around with that.
right. Because people
So
rather walk around than and be on the move and be in one spot trying to move through virtual reality in a sense.
say you got your augmented reality contact lens with your Neuralink
Mm-hmm.
setup, and you roll like that. Uh, I'm I'm terrified of both because if somebody hacks your contact lens, like they can blind you, they can make you, they can just put you in a spot where you're over the edge of the Grand Canyon and you feel
Yeah, make you
vertigo,
see
but you're on
stuff.
solid
You're like,
ground. Like they can do all kinds of
"Ooh."
stuff. You can like throw up, throw up on yourself because you think you're falling off a cliff. And then, and then if you hack Neuralink, I mean, what can't they do?
Right.
Right.
so,
That's a
so
fact.
both terrify me, but I think both are also inevitable.
True.
I'm interested to see what AR and like XR. Those are definitely the ones I'm more interested in. VR is not, and I, you know, it seems like it could be fun for a little bit, but I'm not gonna buy a $500 ticket to, you know, ride
Right.
that ride once and put it in a box.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't.
I made
But
that
No.
it's
mistake.
cheaper now. You know, I'm looking for a competitor to Facebook
Hmm.
to have a cheap one, but I think what that the Oculus Go, like you mentioned, Chris, I think that's $100 now or 200, something like that.
Seriously?
Yeah,
Oculus.
the Oculus
Hmm.
Go, I think it's like maybe 250 or less, something like that.
Mm.
Yeah.
Christmas present.
Um, but I don't know if there's a strong competitor in that price point because I'm not
Mm.
real comfortable getting the Facebook one.
Same. They can keep all that shit.
Well,
Exactly.
Imagine being in VR when Facebook went down.
oh,
Yeah.
I
I
would
know
start
most
Good.
of the
doing
stuff
that.
Terrifying.
was probably like, it's local, but still though, like wonder what
Fade to
type of
black.
like, yeah.
Right? How trippy would that be? Oh my. Like, would you
What
even
happened?
realize? Like, are you like I would like to be a fly on the wall and see like how long it took a person to like take off the headset and like read the news and shit.
Well, as soon as I see
Oh my
something,
goodness.
something go blank, I'm like, well, something happened. Should give you an error
Sw-
message or something.
Because I don't even know how many people associate Oculus with Facebook. So even if they figured out, oh, if something's going on with Facebook, they might not even think it has anything to do with their VR experience.
Sure.
True. That's true. Maurice
Yeah.
recommended the Switch VR, so
Oh
get
my
that.
god. I mean, you already what's that?
As in
Is it
Nintendo?
Labo?
Oh yeah.
That they had. Then they had some VR component with Labo. Like you can basically you could do some VR stuff with the Switch.
Oh,
You put it in like
interesting.
one of those little cardboard. It's something like
Yeah, you
that.
can.
Oh, like
Hold on,
Google
hold
did with their
Mm-hmm.
um
Google
with their
Cardboard.
joints. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. It's like they had it at Best Buy, like a little smart, like not smart lab, but I know what you're talking about. Like you had to use the cardboard box to like make the
Like the
shapes or
headset.
whatever. Yeah.
Hey, $80 for Switch owners.
What, Labo?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Labo Toy-Con 4. I don't know if there's like others. Is there like a one? Oh, there is. Okay.
Yeah, probably.
There's a whole bunch of them joints. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
There you go. You got a Switch. You got a
A
cheap way to
Switch.
try it.
Another reason why you all should get a Switch.
A Switch.
I don't know. Carl
Okay,
didn't make it
so
sound appetizing right there. He was.
Maurice already told you to give those switches that you have away.
What
He did.
Switches? I don't even know what that is.
Never heard of it.
Mm.
Oh my god, Mario Kart. Oh, they did have that Mario Kart thing. That's
Oh, the
interesting.
AR
hmm
joint. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw somebody racing in their room, and like the cat was like, "What the fuck is going on?" Like, they're seeing like something on the screen, and like, "What the fuck are you driving?
this
There's
is just
nothing
a
here."
copy of Google Cardboard.
Yeah, basically.
Like, get out my face. It's trash.
Are any of y'all gonna try this AR Mario Kart experience?
Mm-mm.
No.
No,
It requires
I
a
want to.
Switch.
I do want to try Beat Saber.
it requires a
Oh, Beat
Switch.
Saber is fun. I forgot about
That's
that.
all I want to try is Beat Saber.
Beat Saber is like super fun.
I was watching Berleezy play it. I was like, "Oh, this shit looks super fun."
And it's a good workout too.
hmm They had it at reInvent.
Oh,
It
interesting.
wasn't Beat Saber. It was something else. But they had it at reInvent in the corner with Oculus. Oh, that was dope.
Oh, it's an Oculus game specifically.
No, I
Is it-
think it's
no, I think it's
Universal.
yeah. I think PlayStation actually have it now.
Interesting.
It's in the store, I think.
Yep.
So you have the virtual headset. You can. I don't know. Does virtual headset work with PS5?
What, the VR?
Mm-hmm.
You need an adapter
No.
for
Whack.
PSVR. Yeah.
They didn't
But
use
they're
USB?
nah. So it's a lot of fucking moving parts with the PSVR. Like it's a pain to actually set up.
Yeah.
But it's straightforward, but it's just a pain. Like it's not complicated because they actually label everything really nicely. It's like one chord, 2 chord, 3 chord, and
Damn.
so it works, but it's cumbersome. It's not convenient. It's not like, oh, I can play a quick PSVR and then put it away and then come back to it. It's like, nah, it's like you hook it up. You don't want to disconnect it. It's like, I don't feel like doing this shit again.
Yeah.
So but they're apparently they're working on VR2 for the PS5.
It's
So
supposed to be like a wireless one.
nah, I think it's going to be wired still.
They should have just had
Listen.
one cord, a Thunderbolt cord, Type C.
I think that's what
Type-C
they're going
Thunderbolt and
for
just
this joint. I think that's what they're going for.
I feel like that would
Folk,
be smart.
yeah.
yeah, just one cord. It has enough bandwidth for everything. Call it a day.
Yeah. So we'll see.
Yeah.
I was so hurt when when Xbox One X didn't have VR because they sort of promised that and then pulled that back.
It was like, y'all don't want that shit anyway. Don't be
I
faking.
wanted it. I'll do VR.
Nah, they still
console,
got
baby. Console.
they still got PTSD from Connect.
Oh, gee. I mean,
I know
Connect
exactly.
was.
Yeah, Connect was good, but it just they couldn't figure out what they wanted to do with it.
Yeah.
And then they tried to fake like, oh, it's essential for the Xbox One experience. That's why we're charging extra $100. And then, they dropped that within like under a year. So they just kind of, yeah, man. Xbox. Every
I
time I
still
think about the
use
Xbox
mine.
One generation, I'm like, damn, that was a fucked up generation.
Yeah.
It was really bad.
I still use my Connect.
What do you do with it?
Voice commands.
Very little because they're trying to kill it. Like before, it was just kind of neglected, but it was still there. Now they're trying to kill it. Like they got rid of the Xbox thing. They got rid of Cortana. You
Damn.
Damn, they
and
murdered Katana. They
yes,
murder her in front of you. Just be like, yo,
they
drop
sure
this shit.
did. They sure did. And now all the stuff you
Drop
used
it
to
or we're
do
gonna
with
murder
voice
her.
commands, you have to do through a voice assistant. So you can integrate Google Assistant or Alexa with it. And so it's almost worthless except for the game chat. But a big thing, which I think I might start using more, since they have Chromium Edge on there, you could do like Google Meet and Google Hangouts, and it works with
Oh,
Connect,
interesting.
the video and everything.
Dog, Edge low
Is
key is tight. Like, cause we
I love
we
it.
we did we tested out running Parsec on Xbox through Edge. Like that shit
Mhm.
like opens up. It wasn't great. I mean, it's going to be
no.
it's going to I'm assuming it's going to get better over time, but the fact that you can literally play, like, you could play with everybody, you can play any type of game. You can
You could play
connect.
Stadia on Xbox right now.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like having
You-
that good of a browser, like having like a Chromium based browser opens up so many possibilities right now.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and they have hardware acceleration, so that's the main thing too. So it's actually using the GPU. It wasn't doing that before, which is why it was crashing all the time for me. Every time I opened up Edge, within 2 minutes,
You put
that
your
thing's
computer
crashing.
on edge.
Absolutely. But yeah, that thing is glorious. So I think Connect will have a new lease on life just because of the browser. At least I'm gonna
No, that's
use.
what you think. They're gonna be
I'm gonna
like,
use it.
they're just gonna disable it. They're gonna brick your connect and remotely
It's
to be
I'll
like,
like,
oh, it's done.
Yeah.
Sorry, sir.
They gonna be like, no,
knife to
this
the
nigga
throat.
specifically.
yeah.
Get that
Knife
out of
to the
here.
throat if they do it. I'm using this Connect. I'm
I pay.
using it. I
I bet
paid
you paid
all
good
this
money
money
for it.
for it. Yeah.
Absolutely. You should
Well,
be
that
able to
good
use
money
it.
about to be done for.
I
Done so.
I wonder if there was some benefit for them to get rid of. I mean, I guess if you don't have to support certain features, for hardware that's not maybe not well adopted, that cuts down on some dev time, cuts down on some bugs, but
And it frees up system resources too.
true,
So like now now when you run a game, you could give more RAM headroom because you don't have to have that process running, that the always on mic and camera or whatever. So
Yep.
I think
that's
that's
true.
part of the reason they're trying to just choke it out, kill it, is they
Don't you
can make
fucking
games more
die.
stable. But screw them. I want the Connect. Uh, I'm
Understandable.
pissed. I want it to work.
Hey,
You
open
know,
up your own mocap studio. That's what you
there
can
you go.
use it for.
I mean,
It could be a nice little. You got the new spot. Rent out a room. Make it a little mocap studio.
please. Wife,
Nah,
wife
Oh
will
man.
check me out.
Absolutely.
It's not happening.
So real quick before we how was the how was like the sound and image quality on that thing? Like, I mean, because that's
Oh, like doing like a
almost 10
Google
years
thing.
old. Yeah, on the Connect through
It,
Google, through anything.
it looks straight. I mean, it's 1080p, so it's better than most people's
Get
laptop.
out of here.
Yeah, it's
That thing was
1080p.
1080p. Oh man.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, the Connect for Xbox One was actually pretty beefy, which is why they I think that's why they felt so emboldened to be like, all right, motherfuckers, like this shit $100 more, dog. Like this shit is tight. You
Facts.
put
And
so
then
much.
it had the infrared thing, so it
Yeah.
was able to see your heartbeat. Well, I guess if you're on chocolate, I doubt they were detecting any heartbeats on chocolate motherfuckers. But um, you know, if you're pink, they got you. They could tell you if you're breathing, if your heart's beating. Um, so they put a lot of tech into it, and it was slick. And then, you know, I hope there is a way through the web platform to access some of those features other than just the camera and mic, but I doubt it, man. I think they just gave up on it. But it does work out of the box. Like you don't even have to be like find your camera or anything like that. When
Yeah.
you try to do a thing, it's just like it works. You just have to approve to use it, but you don't have to like find it and do all that. Like it's found, it's there. So
Set it
it
and
was smooth.
forget it.
Yeah, it was smooth.
Nice. All right. Y'all got anything else?
I just want to play Half-Life Alyx in VR. That's the only thing I'm missing right now. So,
Okay.
but you know, if I could like, they had like a rent a VR or some shit. Well, never mind. Not these days.
Nah,
So,
not at
yeah.
all.
I
Not
just had
at
to
all.
think about that for a second. I was like, yeah, nah,
No, sir.
Gotta
nah.
stay away from that there.
You'll be dripping in infection.
Yeah, I know, right?
That's nasty.
That's disgusting.
Terrible visual. All right, man. So, that's all for the podcast this week. Definitely want to thank y'all again for joining us. And let us know if there's something you haven't seen us talk about that you want our perspective on. You can, what am I doing? No, we're moving on to what's good. I'm sorry. I told y'all, short weeks
Y'all don't
fucked
want to
me
hear
all
about
the way up.
Midnight Mass? I mean,
No, we
Nope,
come on,
don't.
we
Joe.
You
don't.
know what? Maybe we should skip what's good. No one needs that.
Damn.
No,
Damn.
Nice.
nobody needs that.
The
Let's do
disrespect.
wrap around. What's good?
Let's go. All right, so I can go. I can go first. I watched World Trigger. That shit was fantastic.
The new season.
I cannot wait for this new
season's on?
season. Yeah, man, that thing is back. That thing is
God.
back.
Oh, I didn't even know.
Trying to
Carl
tell you.
goes to
Oh, wow.
go ahead.
Right.
Oh
That's what he about to do for the next 30 minutes.
Listen, aliens, if you are out there, can you make World Trigger the video game?
We need that. And we
That's
need
all
it
I
in
need.
VR.
Yes, that would be pretty dope, wouldn't it? Though.
Oh my god, that would be crazy.
Turiga. Oh. I love that.
Yes. I finished Startup. Well, I mean, I don't know if the series is finished. I meant to look it up. But I finished the most recent season. That shit got crazy. I hope there's more to the story. It ends on kind of a cliffhanger. I played a little bit of Ori and the Will of the Wisps for Game Club. I haven't
How you
got
like it?
very far yet. It's interesting. I like the way it feels so far. Right now I'm in the like a heavy exposition part, and they trying to tell me all the backstory and everything like that. I don't really care, but
Yeah, it's not that important.
we'll get through it.
I mean, it's touching, but
Of course,
you're there
it
for
seems
you're there for the gameplay.
Pretty
absolutely.
much.
Played Nickelodeon All Star Brawl with y'all niggas. Well, some of y'all niggas. That was really fun. We played that over. That was what we played on Parsec on Xbox. It was super laggy, but I'm surprised it worked at all. I was very impressed that we could even get it up and running, working with like the controller through the Xbox through part. Like
Dog, it's
I
tight. It's so fucking tight.
I was very very impressed by that. And playing on the PC was completely serviceable. It was still had like some dips and spikes, but it was cool, and it was a fun game. I had a like when it goes on sale, I'm absolutely gonna buy it.
It's gonna
Um,
be on sale.
Soon. I
Yeah,
can't imagine
Black
it
Friday.
not going on sale exactly. Over the holidays, and then finished. Did I finish? Almost finished. Reincarnated as a slime. This most recent season, which also got crazy. Very happy to see them. Spoiler alert, I guess. Whip that nigga Clayman's ass, and I mean he got what he deserved. Um, you know, come for the
With a
king, you
name
better
like
not
that, you
miss.
still get your ass whooped.
You see what a name like that? Facts. Even the name was whack. That's it for me. What's good with y'all this week? Christ, you want
I'll
to talk? I
go. I'll
mean,
go ahead. Yeah,
briefly
I mean,
about
briefly. I know, man. We got we.
Midnight
Well, how
Mass.
much
You
time we
know,
got?
well,
How much
not
time we
not
got?
enough to talk about Midnight Mass. You probably just want to go to the rest of the list.
Damn, the disrespect.
Can't be that bad.
So I've been wrapped up in Midnight Mass on Netflix. It's it's kind of part of like their, and I guess, yeah, so it's part of their annual release, Halloween release that they've been doing since I want to say like 2018 maybe.
Yeah.
Um where, the first year it was Haunting on Hill House, and last year it was the Haunting of on Bly Manor. And so this year is
Midnight
um
Mass.
uh yeah, Midnight Mass. And it's completely different from the other shows, but it's just as good, if in some instances better. um but that's all I'm gonna say, because you definitely want to, if you're interested, you want to go in blind, because it definitely goes off the rails in a good way.
Yeah. Maurice was preaching about it.
Yeah, it's yeah. So yeah, that's what I've been watching. I've been playing The Evil Within 2. That's also part of like my spooky season
Been
tradition. I
getting
have
his
to
ass whooped.
play like a horror game. So either Evil Within 2 is, it's cool. It's a different vibe from the first joint. Like this one is kind of, it's more like if Remedy made a horror game. Remedy is the folks that made Control, Alan
Yeah.
Wake, shit like that. So it's a little trippy, but it's cool. Like it's kind of open world, but not really. Like the first game was extremely linear, in a traditional fashion. This one is, they kind of try something different, and so far it's working. So I'm having a good time with that. Other games I'm playing, of course, like Guilty Gear here and there. I've been uh, on an MCC kick for last couple of weeks. Ever since the last Infinite Flight, I just been on MCC because it's kind of. I think MCC goes more towards Infinite than five.
Yeah.
Five is just seems so lifeless. Like it's just there's no hype around it. There's no updates. Like, MCC. I mean,
It's
MCC
dead.
literally just dropped season 8 um of content. So you got a bunch of new armor, a new map in Halo 3. I mean, just all sorts of life. So I say if you're a Halo fan and you're looking forward to Halo Infinite coming out, play MCC. 5 is kind of depressing. You fire it up and it's very sweaty. So if you just want to have a good time, you just want to play Halo, play MCC.
Yeah.
That's really
Especially if you want to get used to infinite gameplay.
yeah, because I would say out of all of them, it feels a lot like Reach, um, and a little bit of 3. But I mean, it's just fun. I mean, you get to play MCC at like I'm right now playing MCC on 120 on PC, and it feels fucking amazing. So yeah, that's my PSA for MCC.
Is Dolby Vision available yet for it?
I don't know.
It's a
You
negative.
gotta. I don't even. What? So what is Dolby Vision? Is that just like?
So, so you have, TVs have HDR, but pretty much no consumer television supports true HDR, which is HDR 4000, like peak brightness at 4000 nits.
Mhm.
So then you have to have tone mapping to map your television peak brightness and to what true HDR is. So HDR10 is one way to do that, and Dolby Vision is another way to do that. So it's just metadata to tell your TV, okay, this is what it's supposed to be, but your TV can do this, and so you emit this amount of brightness for each pixel.
Mm.
So the representation of HDR looks good,
Okay.
and most people believe Dolby Vision's interpretation of HDR is better than HDR10 or HDR10 plus, or all these other. I think it's like two or three other HDR standards.
So is this like
So
the HDR war? Is it similar to like kind of like the Blu-ray and HD DVD war kind of?
sort of, but the difference is it's not really hardware. It isn't and it isn't. So if your TV supports Dolby Vision, it's going to support HDR10. So every HDR television will support HDR10, but not all of them will support Dolby Vision.
Okay.
So games that are HDR, they'll they'll uh, they'll support HDR10, but a few games out there will also support Dolby Vision. If you did the right thing with your life and got an Xbox, the Xbox, if you enable Dolby Vision, will convert everything to Dolby Vision for you, even if the game creator didn't. But if the game creator actually made the content with Dolby Vision in mind, it'll look even better because the Xbox doesn't have to guess and convert. It'll just come out pure. So um, that's what it is. Like you know, the HDR effect is more impactful usually with Dolby Vision than HDR10.
Gotcha. Um. So yeah, play MCC. And
Trash.
I've also been playing this other small game on Game Pass called Mighty Goose. It's really fun. It's basically an indie version of Metal Slug. If you have Game Pass, I mean it's less than a gig to download. So if you like those like arcadey type games, pick it up and play, have fun. The first few minutes. Um, Highly recommend it. And then I also played a little bit of Mortal Kombat 11. I haven't played in months, and so that was fun to get back into. So I think I'm gonna like fire that up every now and then. And
I
then
think
of
I might have
course
deleted that guy off
you
my.
had MK11.
I had 10 and 11.
Oh snap! It's a big game. MK11 is a big game. They got a lot of textures in there. Um, And then, of course, like Suave was saying, we were playing Nickelodeon All Star Battle. So we'll that looks like it's going to be in rotation for our, especially for people that are non-Smash players. Um, I think this is something that we could like just fire up and have a good time. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, that's pretty much it for me. Go watch Midnight Mass. Treat
I
yourself.
don't recommend it.
Stop it.
Um, what about you, JK? What's good with you this week?
So I've been playing Nick All Stars Brawl, Back for Blood, super fun.
Still
It's
enjoying
almost
it?
like a card game. It's almost, not card game, but it's almost like a. So they have like a card deck system that you can choose before you go into your run, and then your run is like it's basically like a perk. So like you get like 15 plus health or 10% more ammo or whatever. So it's actually pretty interesting how they integrate it in, how they have the card system now for the game. Uh, I recommend going with friends or playing with people
Been
because
playing
you
with
guys will get along.
randoms.
Yeah, and I'm also playing with Zero and a couple other folks on PlayStation. It is crossplay, so
Oh,
you can
cool.
play with people from PlayStation and PC. So yeah, so that's super fun. Playing that tomorrow for DCGG, for Slayers Club. Demon Slayer, uh, Fire, no pun intended. Because Homeboy did not know his motherfucking travel speed of light, apparently. Yeah. Well, maybe not speed of light, but it looked like he traveled speed of light.
Spoiler?
Still gotta watch Mugen Train, so I haven't
There's no
watched
spoilers.
this season yet.
It's basically it's no spoiler.
There's no such
It's
thing as
really not a
spoilers.
spoiler because you don't even know what I'm talking about. But basically, this season these episodes is in between the end of season 1 and the beginning of the movie. Mugen Train. So that's gonna be good. And then in December, is it December? I think it's December. Yeah, in December is gonna be season 2. So that's gonna be good. I gotta watch World Trigger. I've been watching. I watched Lock and Key. And I'm just gonna say this: them kids in that damn show, dumb as hell. Dumb as hell.
That's Netflix, right? Lock and Key.
Yes.
I haven't watched that.
Them 3 siblings are dumb as hell. If something doesn't look right and something hits a red flag in your head, and then you gloss over it to go do something else, yeah, you dumb as hell.
I mean, I feel like those kids aren't chocolate. I mean, you holding them to a standard. I should hold them to.
Hold them to the chocolate standard.
Yeah, it's a little different.
Yeah, even the one
Token chocolate?
milk chocolate woman in there, she was doing dumb shit too. But anyway,
Writing.
we'll see what happens season 2. Season 2 comes out October 22nd. So, gonna be watching Midnight Mass tonight, most likely, or this weekend, one of the two. I watched the first episode of Chucky. I actually liked it. It's not too bad.
Is that the joint that's on like sci-fi?
Yep, it's not too bad.
Interesting.
They actually have it on YouTube. First episode, full episode from on USA and Sci-Fi on their YouTube channels.
That's
You
smart.
want to watch it there?
A little teaser.
Yeah, pretty much. American Horror Story double feature, which is Death Valley. Yeah. If this shit was true about aliens being here, yeah, we fucked. all the way. No lube, no condom, nothing. All the way. Because
Where did that come from?
that's exactly where did it come from. That's how I felt in the show. Like, where's this coming from? That's how I felt in the show. But it's this season premieres next episode, and I was like, oh, that's so short. I know it's a double feature, so it kind of cut the season in half.
You mean season finale?
Yeah, season finale.
I was like, what? Was that like a prequel or something?
Nah, it's like the end of this season 10 basically, and because since I guess it's 2 seasons combined into one, they cut it down. Really, but been watching that. Been watching. They got a joint. It's like an anthology series on Disney called Just Beyond. It's not scary or anything. It's like a kids friendly Goosebumps type esque, which is interesting. Been watching No Wonder Years. That's been getting
Oh, that's right.
been good.
I kind of turned
You
it,
say you gonna
got
wait.
it out my head because
You
it's a
gonna wait.
weekly release. So I was just like, yeah, I'll wait
It
till
still comes on ABC. So
yeah, it's on Hulu. I got
yeah.
it.
Been watching that. That's been good. I like the show. I watched the show on Netflix called Hotel de Luna. It's a Korean show. Pretty good. What else? Oh, Creep Show on Shudder. It's actually pretty. It's like Tales from the Crypt esque. So it's like the anthology series. It's pretty good. Been played MCC with Creston once. Played Control, Kenna. Um, what else? I think that's it. Oh, I've been watching CW shows. A lot of CW shows came back. So Batwoman came back on DC Legends. Tomorrow came back on
Is Superman back?
Supergirl. Lois and Superman. I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
I don't think that's coming back out until next year. Actually,
Okay.
which kind of sucks. Cause I want to see what happens after this season finale. This past season. I think the Flash comes back next week, and I've been watching Riverdale because I kind of fell off of Riverdale. After they kind of parted ways, I kind of fell off, and now they kind of like coming back together, so to speak. And apparently, they're integrating Sabrina from Chilling Adventures of Sabrina finally into Riverdale because it's in the same realm, which I didn't realize until I read the comics again. And definitely, Riverdale High and Sunnydale's in the same area, so we'll see how that goes because they're trying to be bringing magic and shit into the show. So we'll see what happens with that. And I think that's it. I need to watch World Trigger and Shield Hero don't come out till next year. There's something else that came out. What's the other show that came out? Anime that just came back.
It just came back.
Besides World Trigger, I know World Trigger, Demon
I just
Slayer.
said Demon Slayer.
Yeah, Shield. No, I don't know.
Well, anyway, but I've been watching One Piece. That's been getting good. It's getting back. The hype is coming back. The hype is finally coming back. Did My Hero end, or is it on hiatus?
I never got caught up. I can't even.
Yeah, I'm super behind on My Hero Academia.
No, useless.
What can I say?
And I think that's it. Yeah,
I
I ran through a lot.
Okay. Be like that sometimes. Shit. What about JD? What's good with you this week?
He can't find his mute mic anymore.
Say it one more time.
I asked what's good with you, and you ain't saying nothing. He was like, you couldn't find the mute button.
Oh, sorry. Yes.
Spaced
World
all the way
Trigger.
out.
World Trigger, and then I, thanks to Carl, have been weirdly obsessed with crime dramas on CBS, mostly like the FBI series. And I say thanks to Carl because brother hooked me up with the YouTube TV subscription. Good looks. Nevertheless, I've been watching a shit ton of those with Jaleesa, and it's been good. I mean, it's pretty good. Like, it really doesn't make you think much. Cool little action scenes here and there. Outside of that, also watching good anime. New isekai came out this season called The Finest Assassin Gets Reincarnated. You have and ultimately it's about, guy who was bred and born as an assassin in our world. He ultimately gets killed by the organization he works for because he looks to retire. Standard trope. And then a goddess from another world is like, hey, I want you to kill the hero. I want you to assassinate the hero after the demon lord, because the hero will be betrayed or whatever, and then he'll destroy the world and become the next demon lord. So basically, he's reincarnated into the sword and sorcery's world and stuff like that, into an assassin family, and is trained again from childhood to, kill people, but with magic. And so, that's right up my alley. Definitely makes me think I should start really training my kids more. Some martial arts, some, yeah, definitely to be assassins. Outside of that, there's this another one called OP Destiny. Interesting. Like, I don't really understand the full plot of it yet. Well, I guess I do and I don't. But basically, it revolves a lot around music. And basically, in this world, there are conductors, and then there are I forget the word for them, but the conductors basically people who can use or fight basically against the alien creatures that have invaded Earth. It's very musical, and some good fighting scenes from what I'm seeing. Animation's fantastic. It kept my attention, so I'm probably gonna give it a watch this season. But yeah, that's what's good. Some manga here and there. I haven't been to the comic book store in 2 weeks, which is sad. But
They gonna call
such
you.
is life.
Yeah.
Say again.
I said they gonna call you, be like, where the fuck you been at?
I know my box is probably getting real heavy. But yeah, I need to go do that. I know a few things came out. I think the next shot, which if you haven't picked that up, that's been fantastic. So really, really good. I'd say like a very real good traditional vibe of Static Shock, him tinkering with the shit. They approach it from a point where Virgil is highly intelligent, right? Like he was highly intelligent before he became Static, and so he building his own equipment. He's making his own suit, which is really cool. Yeah, that's what's good.
Nice. All right, Carl. What about you? What's good with you this week?
Yeah, so I kind of made up a little bit for the past couple of weeks because I don't really watch anything, but saw Free Guy last night actually. That was way better than I thought it was going to be.
Mm.
Me and my wife, it's always like, okay, what movie are you gonna watch? And it's like I'm always dreading that because it's so hard to agree on what to watch. So I'm like, yeah, let's go with this. Let's go with this. So, but yeah, that was very good. Like I was saying earlier, they did a good job making things technical enough that you know you believe it. If you're a technical person, you could appreciate it, and then if you're not lost because you don't understand technical stuff. So they did a good job there. Um, I finished Shaman King, which I feel like that ended a lot sooner than I was expecting and was a little pissed about that, but whatever. Then that forced me to get back into Eden Zero. If I
Mm.
had known Demon Slayer had started or World Trigger, I probably wouldn't even watched it, but here we are. Moved back into Eden Zero and I finished that up. So it did get better. I did start to like it more, but yeah, I'll watch it again, but it's not knocking my socks off. So I finished that as well, and what else? I feel like I watched a couple other things, but now, what are we like a week and change, 2 weeks, whatever from Dune? I'm looking forward to that. I just hope and pray like they don't ruin this for me. Like I liked the first Dune.
Yeah.
Um, so I really want this to be good. Um, yeah, so I'm just looking forward to that. Trying to think. So yeah, I probably will be watching World Trigger and Demon Slayer because I didn't know those started. I feel like it's been forever since I watched Demon Slayer, so it's kind of out of my mind a little bit. But yeah, that's it.
Oh, all right. I mean, so that's it for the podcast tonight for real this time. Um, definitely let us know if there's something we haven't talked about you want our perspective on. Follow us at Blur Dimension everywhere if you haven't already, namely here on Twitch, on YouTube, and on Instagram. And I mean, fuck with the content, especially if you got that Amazon Prime. Go ahead and hit that sub.
Yep.
Um, cost you nothing. Help us out with the algorithm overlords out here. We stream the podcast live on Twitch Thursday nights, so make sure you come through next week. We're gonna take a quick little break, but stay tuned for after podcast gaming. We can play some Halo. Probably not MCC much to Creston's disappointment, but we're gonna play some Halo somewhere.
Disappointing.
So we're
For
on
who?
MCC or 5.
I
I
mean,
mean, I mean, I feel like that was just a dress, but Cinco. Thanks.